Please do step right up. I'm a real preacher from the Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster. I can answer any questions you may have. Here are the rules of Footsies if you would like to play. I am the national champion of Footsies, and we are not going to have a championship in the year 2017 either. So I will be organising the National Footsies Championship here in Parfait Park in the spring or early summer of 2017. I would like to invite everybody to please come to the World Championship of Footsies here in beautiful Parfait Park. I will take all comers and I will teach. We will also be having some classes about how to play. And right now I will start off with the rules of Footsies. Number 1, call yourself out. Number 2, only move on your turn. Number 3, 1 move per turn. Number 4, if your foot is being attacked, you may move it. Number 5, fakies are a thing. And I hope it goes without saying that if someone touches your foot with their foot, you are out. So, I'm the world champion of Footsies, 2-time and reigning world champion. And I was unchallenged this year in the year of 2016. So, that's a bummer. Well, the snows are coming, so we don't really have much time to organise a Footsies World Championship. So we'll have to wait till early summer 2017. Also, coming up in late summer of 2017, total solar eclipse in the northern Americas, so go there. As I said before, I'm a real street preacher from the Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster. I'm a real actual Pastafarian. I do believe in Flying Spaghetti Monster, that he is the greatest hope for the future of this planet, that science is giving us tools, but we do not have the morality to use those tools, that we are using the tools in an immoral way because we believe in immoral gods. I believe that the God of the Bible is immoral. I believe that the God of the Quran is immoral. I believe all the ancient and old and pagan and revelatory gods are immoral. If you don't believe me, judge them for yourselves. Judge what they spoke about slavery. Judge what they said about women. Judge what they said about people of other religions and other races. Judge them for yourself, for they judge you. And you only submit to them if you don't judge them back. That's the only way they get you. That's how those old ancient gods get you. By preventing you from being critical of them. If you have any questions about Pastafarianism, what Pastafarianism is and what it isn't, I am able to answer any of those questions you may have right now. There is a lot of anti-pasty lies going around on the internet right now about what Pastafarians believe, about who Flying Spaghetti Monster is. And if you have heard any of those terrible, nasty lies, I can help clean them up for you so that you know exactly who Pastafarians are, what we do believe. You may have a friend or two who has professed belief in the Flying Spaghetti Monster. You may have seen them wear colanders in their photographs. You may see them dressed like a pirate, preaching in a park like I'm doing. And you may have questions. What does a Pastafarian believe? What does Flying Spaghetti Monster ask of his followers? I can answer all those questions. If you can ask them. I want to feel what love is, and I know you can show me. I'm talking about love. Now, of course, as foreigner, you may have heard that one on the radio. Flying Spaghetti Monster likes to encode his messages into poetry and get them on the radio to program them into your brains. You probably heard a lot of the lyrics that I'm going to be reading today. I break tradition. Sometimes my tries are outside the lines. We have all been conditioned to not make mistakes, but I cannot live that way. But I'm a real minestrone of the Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster. I have all the priesthoods and ordinances and credentials to help you become a member of the Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster today, so that you can start proclaiming the truthfulness of Flying Spaghetti Monster, so you can start claiming Flying Spaghetti Monster as your God, so that we together can start moving our ideology into the politics of this country, so that we can get a radio station on the internet that plays Pastafarian music and preaches about Flying Spaghetti Monster, so that we can start the process of normalizing the insanity of our religion. I'm going to be dead in 100 years, and I do not plan to come back. I am very, very worried, though, that we are not going to be leaving our children a problem that is solvable. I think we are creating for our children an unsolvable problem. And now I know that sometimes motivates Americans to do great, great things. For example, the 4th season of Star Trek The Next Generation. I think if you'll remember, the end of the 3rd season, Captain Picard gets taken over by the Borg. I think you'll remember that. He becomes Locutus a Borg, and that's how we end it. When we asked the writer of that episode why he wrote it that way, he said because he was quitting. Because he knew it was somebody else's problem to solve. So he could make the problem as big as he wanted to. So he got Picard over to the other side, because that's the worst problem in the world, isn't it? That the Enterprise loses its captain. And he thought that would be somebody else's problem to solve. He thought he was quitting. But that season was huge. The 3rd season of The Next Generation is what really broke that show out of obscurity into the mainstream. And the head writer was offered a ridiculous amount of money to come back and write the 4th season. And so he had to deal with the problem that he created. He created an unsolvable problem on purpose, and then he had to solve it himself. And if you look at the first episode of the 4th season, you can see that the solution is not really that inspired. You just put them all to sleep. Come on. They're supposed to be the Borg, the worst thing in the world. And fucking nap time. They can't handle nap time. That's weird. Anyway, they get Captain Picard back, but I'm not really sure that we're going to be able to solve the problem that we're giving to our children. That we took all the carbon dioxide that we can find underground and we put it up in the air. Good luck with that shit, bitch. There's not much solution. We can collect all of these leaves and drop them in the bottom of the ocean. That would take a lot of energy to do. We need to get a lot of the carbon out of the air, and only these trees and plants will do it for us. Not only, I suppose there's other ways to do it. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that's all from me. Thanks for coming to my channel and watching this video and liking and subscribing, or disliking and commenting and telling me how terrible I am. And I'll see you next time.